Thank you very much. Maybe what he should have added was that I'm representing the President of the Republic of Ghana. He is in New York. He wanted to be here. So in the last 2 hours, he just told me 2 hours ago that I should represent him because he was keeping it to himself. He wanted to be here himself. And I believe he was going to do that because of the benefits that our country has gotten from GAVI. I'm here representing him, so whatever I say here is what he's asked me to say. So I'm going to read his test. Thank you very much. Your Royal Highness, Christina of Spain, GAVI Fund board members, and board member and former President of Ireland, Honorable Mary Robinson, she was supposed to be here. She's here. She's here. Former U.S. Secretary of State, Madeleine Albright, she's also here. GAVI Alliance Executive Secretary, Julian Lobb-Rivet, you're here. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this one is for me. Good evening. It is a great pleasure to join you this evening for the inauguration of GAVI's Every Child Council. This is a time to reflect upon the phenomenal success of the GAVI Alliance, but also to ask ourselves, what more can be done to reach every child, everywhere, with life-saving vaccines? I'm incredibly encouraged, that is the President, to see the progress we have made over the past 6 years. Countries are dramatically increasing and sustaining their immunization coverage. These gains show that developing countries are now more and more committed to immunization. But this great leap forward would not have been possible without GAVI. When GAVI was created, vaccines for two major killers, that is hepatitis B and hip disease, were widely available to children in rich countries, but far out of reach for children in the world's poorest countries. Another disease, yellow fever, had taken a catastrophic toll on generations of children, most of them in Africa. Still, in the year 2001, yellow fever vaccine was not provided in the countries where the disease is most prevalent. GAVI support has meant that even the poorest countries have been able to integrate vaccines for hepatitis B, hip, and yellow fever into their routine immunization schedules. Thanks to GAVI, we have averted over 2.5 million needless child deaths in more than 70 countries. Ghana is one of these countries. Over the past 6 years, GAVI has helped the government of Ghana to reach over 3 million children with yellow fever vaccine and more than 2.6 million children with vaccine that protects against both hepatitis B and hip disease. GAVI is also working to ensure that developing countries benefit from new vaccines as soon as they are available. In the past, poor countries have waited for years to receive important vaccines, which were already commonplace in developed countries. Thanks to GAVI, history will not repeat itself. Vaccines against two major killers, rotavirus and pneumococcal disease, are just becoming available. With support from GAVI, developing countries will not have to wait to receive them. Yet, despite these great successes, we have a long way to go before we can achieve our objectives. As part of the Millennium Development Goals, the international community has committed to reduce mortality rates for children under 5 years of age by 2/3 by the year 2015. At present, we are nowhere near meeting this goal. Mortality rates still remain unforgivably high in the poorest countries in Africa and Asia. In Africa, for every 1,000 children born, 167 of them will die before their 5th birthday, mainly due to vaccine-preventable diseases. Developing countries have the political will to reach these children, but they lack the resources. When it costs less than $30 to fully immunize a child, we cannot continue to accept so many needless deaths. This is a thought that haunts me, that is the president, that the difference between a healthy child and a child who will suffer illness and possibly death is less than $30. I only need to look at my own children to understand how important the gift of health, one that costs so little, is to their lives. That is the focus of GAVI's immunization, Immunize Every Child campaign. Every contribution will make a world of difference to children that might otherwise be deprived of the precious gift of health. When I was elected president, I promised the people of Ghana that their government will make health one of its key priorities. I'm now proud to report that this promise is being met. We are expanding access to basic health services, such as immunization, by putting skilled health workers in every community. Indeed, our slogan in Ghana is reaching every child with immunization. We have also created a national health insurance plan that ensures that all children can pay for the care they need. As the chair of the African Union, I can also report that other African governments are taking similar steps in the struggle to save lives. But this cannot be done unless we dramatically increase global resources for health. Developing countries are now stepping up to the challenge, but the question remains, can we leverage the resources to finish the job? It is now up to you, distinguished members and supporters of GAVI's Every Child Council, to help us find these resources. It is in the interest of every child, everywhere. Thank you very much.